What's the matter? Can't handle a little drama? We've been here for years doing this. You think this is new to us? This ain't no problem. We are crushing it with a W, 22-16, I think it was. Unpopular opinion, but I think Zach Wilson actually had a really good game considering the circumstances. He led 2 fourth quarter drives that were key. He played really good ball. He kept his head about him. He didn't let the game get above his head. He played good. So you can suck a fatty. That's what I think. A special shout out goes out to all my Giants fans out there who were talking a lot of smack leading up to their game against the Cowboys, and they got absolutely slaughtered. I wish I could say I feel sorrow for you, but I do not, because you guys are a bunch of nerds. You have taken it too far in believing that you are a superior football team. It's been a long time since you guys did any winning. So you're no better than the New York Football Jets. Actually, you are now worse than the New York Football Jets. So take it in. I'm excited to be here. This is the Monday Riff. It's Johnny O. Thank you for joining me. I'm shirtless today because it's that kind of day. It's a shirtless, Jetsian kind of a day, mother. Let's start with the jam session. So I was thinking a lot about football. I was really excited for this football season. I had been doing nothing but thinking about the Monday Night Football game. So I like barely got through. Yesterday took everything I had not to like lose my mind at most points of the day. All I wanted to do was kill time until kickoff at 8:15. Now I sort of feel the same way about Sunday. I know Aaron Rodgers is gone, so it's I don't know. I don't know what to expect now, but I think Zach can hold the fort down. If he plays the way he did the other day, he's got to put some more points on the board. I'm with you, but that defense is friggin' ridiculous. And so if he can play like that, plus a few extra points, a couple TDs would be really nice. Breece Hall plays the way he did with Dalvin Cook complimenting him. You got these receivers. Maybe they pick up another receiver to really make a go of it. And we're looking at some pretty good football for the New York Jets. So I'm pretty excited. But anyway, I was thinking a lot about football, and I thought back to high school football. I played offense. I wasn't a big old beefcake. Oh my God, look how good they look. Oh my God, in this light. Look at that in that light. Oh my gosh. Anywho, I wasn't a big old beefcake then. I was a lot lighter. I was a lot faster. And I played receiver. And so when they did first team defense and scout team offense, me and my buddy Zach came up with a game called slow motion football. And boy, this was probably more exciting than regular football. It's exactly what it sounds like, but the key was you couldn't go faster than a normal paced walk. You could take longer strides, but you could not take faster strides. You had to go at a normal paced walk, and you would just play. I think we played like a 20-yard game, and it was two-hand touch, slow motion football, and man, those were the best times of my life. And it got so popular, this game, that the starters, the first team defense, were finding ways to not be on the first team defense just so they could play slow motion football with us. We also used to flick loogies, where you like collect a little spittle on your tongue, and then you weren't allowed to spit it on somebody's cleat, but as long as you flicked it onto their cleat, you were good. I thought that was cool too. Okay, affirmations. So the California General Assembly passed a bill that says that adds affirming a child's gender to the criteria for child custody. So, in other words, if you are a parent who refuses to affirm, agree with your child's self-chosen identity, gender identity, and your little girl or your little girl comes up to you and says, "Daddy, I'm a boy," and the parent says, "Oh no, you're not," then this is added to child custody cases as as one of the factors, determining factors about whether or not you're a good parent, essentially, and whether or not you're deserving of custody. I mean, first of all, there's so many things wrong with this. First of all, for the government to tell something like that, that at this point is a matter of opinion. Okay, I barely even that. It's not. It's a fact that your kid is a certain gender. But if you want to be a progressive hippy dippy and tell your kid that he or she can be whatever he or she wants, and you could be a boy or a girl or a dinosaur or a goat, and as you know, you can identify as whatever the hell you want, and I affirm that. If you want to be that, then that's your prerogative. But to now list it as a positive for a parent who just tells their kid that yes, you are whatever you say you are, and use it in determining who gets to keep their child, that is insane. That if you are not deeply concerned by that, you should be. I would take a minute to reflect on this. Right, we just went through a very turbulent time in dealing with Roe v. Wade. And the conversation surrounding that obviously is the choice for a woman about what to do with her body. I agree that the government needs to stay out of that decision. It's a decision between a woman, uh, her medical provider. I mean, really, it comes down to the woman. But after she's thought it out with her medical provider and potentially, if it's suitable for her, or her partner, her male partner, because that's who got her pregnant. Whatever. You can debate it. You can not like me, but that's what I think. I think the woman has the choice there and should have the choice. I believe everybody should have a choice, just the way I think somebody should choose not to get a vaccine if they don't want to get a vaccine. Somebody should have the personal choice to make decisions about their body, just the way a parent should have decisions about how they raise their child. Um, there are certain things that we've deemed abuse or neglect, but to just come in here where there is no consensus on this is at this point, this is very much up for debate. Barely, honestly, because the consensus has always been, the biological facts have always been that there's two genders. But in any case, it's very much up for debate to swoop in here, California, and say that you must raise your child this way, or you could risk losing him or her, is insane. I would be worried if I lived in California. I'm worried on a broader scale too. It's here. It's happening. Let's get to a little bit of humor. This is could be a bit. If you guys have seen these UBREAKIFIX stores, which is where you go if you have a broken iPhone screen, you go and they replace the screen and they charge you whatever $100 or whatever they do, $85 or something like that to fix your screen and blah blah blah. And I've been to a few of them. The ones in the mall, kiosks. I've seen a few in strip malls now, and I break phones a lot, but they're all owned by Middle Eastern people, which great, no problem. But they're called UBREAKIFIX. UBREAKIFIX. I mean, couldn't they have named it something a little less, on the nose? Like, who else would say it that way? So are they maybe that's what they're trying to go for. They're trying to go for UBREAKIFIX, 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 UBREAKIFIX. I don't know. My daughter asked me the other day, my daughter asked me if I'm a famous comedian, and obviously I'm not. And then I explained to her that it takes a very long time to become a famous comedian. And her response was, it didn't take Anne Frank that long. I I was like, what? Do you think Anne Frank's a comedian? First, she's on this Anne Frank kick because it was her project that she did at the end of last year. She did an Anne Frank presentation, and so she became like really into Anne Frank, which is cool, and she like learned so much about her. But I just thought that was just the funniest thing that she said. It didn't take Anne Frank that long. Like, first of all, Anne Frank, I mean, she had a really interesting story. Let's be honest about it, okay? My story is far less interesting than Anne Frank, okay? If you want my town to be taken over by Nazis, uh, and you gotta hide me in the attic somewhere, then maybe I could get famous still. This day and age, Anne Frank would be Instagram, would be a TikTok sensation. She would have 275 million followers, uh, and she would be doing silent TikTok dances in her attic. I guess you're right that I'm not as good as Anne Frank, but I don't know. Maybe all these suck. Maybe none of these are good. That's the thing about doing comedy. It's that I don't know. Now I read all these and I'm like, there's something there. Maybe all of these could be a bit. Maybe none of them though. I don't know if I'm gonna do any of this stuff on stage. The U break I fix. Anne Frank's got some potential. Just because the comparison between me and Anne Frank, I don't know where she got that, why she thinks that's relevant, but I get a kick out of it. Of course, none of it's ready. None of it's ready for stage. I did just put out a piece. It's called Friendship in Times of Adversity. Really corny title. I just couldn't think of anything more creative. I expended all my creative energy writing the piece. I think it's a good piece. I want to say a little bit more, but I was trying to really be private about it in terms of who was involved, and I didn't want to mention the person's name, and I didn't want to reveal too much about the person either, just out of respect for them, their privacy. But I think it's a really fun piece. I think you'll enjoy it. So check it out. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'm Johnny O. This is After School Band Practice, the Monday Morning Riff. I got some more content coming for you soon. Come see me at the Dojo of Comedy at Morris Plains. I'm opening for Adrian Appalucci. That would be really awesome if you guys could come out and see. And that's it. Peace.